If you're tuned in to the live stream currently on YouTube, you are appreciated. Moving back home now for some DStv Premiership action. John T, two top eight sides took to the field this weekend in Royal AM and Stellies, playing out to a 2-all draw. Stellies doing well to come back and snatch a point at the death of that one, but at the same time, Royal AM, both sides showing that actually, you know what? We're not always going to win, but we're going to be able to get good results here and there. And for both sides, it worked out because one is the away team and the other was out of it until the dying throes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, two teams that have definitely exceeded expectations this season. Royal AM, I suppose, have flashed the cash, sometimes in a slightly boisterous way on the pitch, throwing it around. But, Royal AM obviously are the new money of South African football, and have done well. They're looking at the moment favourites probably to finish second if Chiefs keep falling apart and Pirates get distracted too much by Africa. I think that probably Royal AM have a good chance. I mean, they've got a straight shot at it. They've got a good squad. You have to say they brought in players. They got the bulk of the Bloemfontein Celtic squad. That was a good squad in the first place. So I think they've done well to get where they are at the moment. And Stellenbosch also have done pretty well. Steve Barker has done a good job there, I think, and they've really come to the party this season. And also they're perhaps the two surprise packages. I think Royal AM will be a bit disappointed in themselves for the sloppy way they conceded the late goal. They could have really wrapped up the 3 points, and they were in a good position to do so. And it was really a bit of a blunder that allowed Stellenbosch back in the game. But so if any side's the more disappointed from that result, it's probably Royal AM. But I think, both of them can be very happy with their seasons up to now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, they added Matupu and Matlaba at Royal AM. So I mean, it's a club with making the kind of decisions and trends to show that they're actually building for the future. I mean, if they do finish second place, other than having to figure out how she's going to get a Bentley to all those African countries, you hope that they have an owner who's going to be able to back them and then be able to, make sure that they find another gear. Guys, listen, the road is terrible out there. I don't think you do it. I wouldn't advise I would advise against it, Mamkiza. I'm just saying, keep the cars here, go with the players, have fun. But it looks like they're setting up for that. So
surely if she doesn't already, Kamza, surely by then she'll have a Mamkiza branded private jet of some description that she'll fly around.
Maybe. I hope she doesn't do that. I hope she takes that money and spends it on players rather, because that's the trick, right? Is that I like I say, I always say this, whoever is counseling her and has kept her just, without pulling the trigger and leaving things as they is, that's been the genius for me as far as Royal AM is concerned, is that they've just kind of let the stability continue, because there's always that temptation with new owners to come in and just, rip the carpet out and start from scratch. So I mean, on that point, when you look at Stellies and Royal AM and the seasons they're having, especially on the side of Royal AM, Victor Letswalo now also called into Bafana due to injury to Percy Tau. Like I say, it's all trending in the right direction, isn't it?
True. I think credit should go to the coach and his technical staff. I think they maintain a good balance on their team. By now, those players are well drilled because they come a long way. So with that being said, it's easy for the coach to implement and to tell you what's short, where we need more firepower, where we need our balance. And I think that's the most important thing as a coach, where you have to understand that you just need maybe one or two addition into a particular position so that you can keep the competition level higher up. And I think those players also very well motivated. I think they're well compensated also by their boss. So each and every game that they are playing, they know each and every game that they play, it's one of those games that will always change your life, because you might not know what carrot is being thrown in the dressing room. Probably maybe you win this game because you're playing a team that is leading the log. There's a 15,000 for you. You're playing a team that is also a bigger team in the country, whether it will be Pirates or Chiefs. There's 20,000 we giving to you cash. So I think with those coaches being there again, it plays a very, very important role, because most of that squad, I mean 90% of that squad comes with him from Bloemfontein Celtics. So the philosophy and the way of the style of play, it has kept to be the same thing. So what we're seeing right now, we're seeing a very matured Bloemfontein Celtics that has been in the league for quite a long time. So for me, it's just the balance of those energies. And I'm very, very impressed with how Stellies has been with Coach Barker there. I think he has made like proper and good signings. That's why I'm not surprised the way that they're performing. Their average age there, I think it's around 24, 25, the players that they've got. Good players that are being fitted into position that are really needed at that particular point, because you see the players that are playing up front. I'm happy to see with the experience that they've added on the team. You got your Macheke there, which is a player that has been on the league for quite some time, which is very experienced. You have Dupree, who is very fast, very good, a dribbler and a finisher of note, who always find himself 80-90% in the final third. You also have at the center back, which is you have Atetin Kosi, Mataba, which I think for me in that center back position to take over, to actually be mentored by Robin Johannes. I think he gives them that plus to learn from the older players, the senior players, which are Robin Johannes. This guy is only 20 years old. Yes, he might have been late on the league when you're looking at the development cycle, because at that time he should be at this level. He should be playing here because he has passed the development stage. So for me, I'm happy just to see that handover of a baton from the senior players and now start gearing and getting new fresh players to join in with the bigger guys. And also on our left, we still have your Van Erde, who's doing exceptionally well, who becomes the pillar at the back in them helping trying to control the play and show giving the good picture in terms of the discipline and the pillar in terms of how they want to move forward, how they want to defend, how they want to attack, and how they want to break down teams. So for me, I think it's a squad that is doing their business quietly and nicely, and it's a true reflection when it comes to the league on how they.
Yeah, no, for sure. Stellies definitely are kind of doing well. And a good example when you see the likes of, I think, Kosi is with the Bafana setup now, it goes to show just well how Stellies are doing in kind of looking to their future, and obviously at the same time looking after the interests of the national team by getting young stars into that setup. We're going to move on to the next game. That's all. Marumo Gallants going a goal down, Brighton to Cape Town City. You knew this question was coming to you. I don't know why you're surprised. Your thoughts on that result between Gallants and Cape Town City. I mean, Cape Town City managing to find these wins, even though they've lost the likes of Lakay, they've lost the likes of Ralani, they're still chugging on.
Yeah, look, coming to Marumo, they've been on a good run, a streak of good wins and a draw here and there. And I felt like credit must go to Coach Dance. He managed to make sure that he assembles the right combinations within the squad. There's good team cohesion. However, even though I feel like within the center backs is always, chopping and changing, and that's a very critical one. I mean, I'm glad that he managed to give King Ndlovu the platform to shine, because King, he came on as a cup goalkeeper, and then he played the Sundowns game last year, the last game before going on recess, and then he did well. He never looked back, and I was happy that when he came back, he gave him the full run. And having said that, I believe that now that's when now complacency crept in, because when you look at that game, they were under siege, chances after chances, and very, very tactical errors that should have been very costly, especially within the centre-back pairing, where I believe that skipper Nonyani, with his experience, I always had a fight with him that I need him to be more vocal, with certain things, especially when the team is under siege. That's when now you need to show that lion character where he comes up and pulls the team together and say, okay, we are under siege. We cannot play our normal game. We cannot do much. We're not creating any chances. Therefore, with this point that we came in here with in Cape Town, it's not a bad result to go back with it. So I believe that sometimes, especially with South African football players, and it's also now that's what Sundowns have mastered when they go into the Champions League. With South African football, we tend to be very naive in a sense that there are games that you know that you can't win them, but you still want to go with the mentality to say, we're going to win it, to a sense that it's not happening for you, and you end up opening up and losing the point that could have been so valuable. So we need to eradicate the fact that of being naive and just focus on saying, play the moment, play the game, and we can see it's not happening. If it's not happening, then we need to make a couple of changes. We take Otladisa out, we take a Philip Ndlondlo out, and then we stabilize the team. We put your Edgar Manaka with Miguel team just to close shops, control it, or include again another center back to close shops, because you could see that Cape Town City, we all know that they like finding those small pockets of spaces. They play between the lines, and once they start breaking you through the middle, it's going to be a problem, because now it means your distances are too scattered, you're too wide open. And once the center back pairing separate, chances are that a goal scoring opportunity will occur. So those are the things that I feel like Coach Dan, sometimes that's what kind of lacks in his philosophy, whereby his focus is mainly about, let's play pretty football.
Right.
If it's not working, let's keep on trying. Yes, you can try, you can keep on doing that, but at the same time, we shouldn't be naive, because it's all about a game of results. These are the moments. I love how Kevin when was saying, it's okay, we can play the whole week, we can train well and do good football, but the main important thing, my job lies on the weekend. If I don't get the result, the bosses are gonna say, I didn't see how you train. The team is playing well at training. I didn't see how you train. The main important thing is grinding the results. So I think those are the slight changes that he can do. But again, on the other side of Cape Town City, credit must go to Coach Eric, because Coach Eric, what he has done is he hasn't changed. He still believes in playing players who are hungry and who are consistent on a timely basis. Because you look at Kanyisa Mayo, he's been doing well, it's been fantastic. And then you look at Mduduzi, who's been in the middle of the park, who's been a very good supplier. So I think they don't miss greatly that much, because he's been able to work around players, and just to, your Martins, they're coming in, they still give you the same 100% effort. So I think the guys are looking good. Cape Town City, all they need to do now is just to maintain the consistency, because they have this game over the weekend, and then come midweek, they just play a lateral draw. Then you ask yourself, where are we? So that's what I'm saying. South African football, it's just a mental game. That's it. If we can strengthen and then just focus on strengthening our mindset, then everything, we can go a long way.
I mean, that do you guys have like a psychologist at Marumo? Do they have? I mean, that's a serious question.
What do you mean?
Do they have psychologists at the clubs? Well, I mean, maybe you know when you were there.
Kamza, the last team I played for was TTM when we won the Nedbank Cup. I don't even have a cap for Marumo Gallants, so I don't know.
Okay,
but I would assume with Coach Dance, he's a good motivator. When things are going well, he's a good motivator. And with the senior guys that they have now within the team, I think they're right fit for these young boys, and the young boys as well that are playing consistently. I think the level of maturity is better. I mean, you look at a player like Philip Ndlondlo, for me, wow, what a guy. He's a great player, and he has good personality. He's level-headed, and as a young boy, I think he got exposed to the professional level at a young age. I think Coach Kevin, you might have known him from Amazulu as well, So that boy, he's very much matured for his age. And I think those are the guys who, when we won the Nedbank Cup, who were there throughout the struggles, and they keep motivating the guys. And obviously with the inclusion of Tsepo Kumete and there's so many players that who came in and your Tide Malongwane as well, who've been at the top. I think they're the ones who play a huge role, because this is a new team, mind you. They don't know anything with regards to managerial style and everything. So they rely more on players' input, and obviously with other certain things. But I believe that Coach Dance, he has came in and
I lost Brighton there a little bit, signal, but we get his point.